Okay, so it's been a couple of days since the whole Sykkuno response in terms of the apology and everything, and it seems like things have been getting turned on its head with a couple of leaked DMs and stuff that have come out. And it's been a very interesting one because it's all to do with one person who came out against Sykkuno, other than obviously the original Google Doc and all of this kind of stuff, which you guys can go back and look at if you guys really want to. But essentially, there was a streamer called Leia, who I believe was also a Twitch mod for him as well, who essentially, talked about the fact that they, did stuff at a Las Vegas hotel during Evo, right? And essentially what she describes is a kind of consensual, experience, right? And the two obviously did stuff together, and, there was stuff that happened where she said yes, and apparently, she couldn't hear him very well. But at the end of the day, she still said yes, right? And I think that, if you can't hear very well, you should probably just double check what you're saying yes to, because of course, if you say yes, it's a yes, right? That's the thing. I think a lot of people were not happy with this because people were, starting to unpick the fact that, hey, this is just a normal interaction. Sure, was he cheating on his, not wife, his girlfriend or whatever, and not telling this girl that, he wasn't single and stuff? Yeah, sure, right, obviously, and that's been the one thing that has been brought up a lot in terms of the Sykkuno situation, right? He definitely was scummy for that, but I think in terms of the actual interaction itself, a lot of people trying to, it seems like she's trying to make it out that he assaulted her or something in some way. That just doesn't seem like it was the case, right? It seems like it was pretty consensual, and they just kind of, didn't know, the extra information about the girlfriend or all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people have been, not so happy about that. But essentially, there has been a DM, though, that has come out about this after this video. Or I don't know if it's after this video, but at least around the same time of this video, right? Essentially, it's a DM saying a DM of Twitch streamer Leia was leaked to Tectone, saying Leia outlines that she wasn't essayed by Sykkuno, but that people are twisting her words. She also states that she will be responding when she is in a better headspace. So yeah, essentially, obviously take this one with a grain of salt, because Discord DMs can be easily changed or whatever, and it could be a random person, right? But this is the DM here saying, I'll try to reply when I'm in a better headspace, but I would like to say that never once did you blank me. And obviously I feel like this is a message to Sykkuno himself. Again, I don't know how they got this, right? I don't know how this screenshot has come out, because if it's a DM between her and Sykkuno, I think that's pretty crazy. It said, and people were twisting my words, and I'm sorry. Yes, what you did was wrong. But I know you, I know that I can't, and I can't forgive you for what you did right now, but I like to believe that people can change and become better. I also didn't share my story with the intentions of hurting you. I just wanted to share my story for my peace, though I'm seriously regretting that now. So yeah, she says the fact that she wanted to share her story for her peace, but again, I feel that this was just adding extra kind of heat, to her, right? I don't think this is peace at all. I think that, if you wanted to share this maybe with someone close to you, like a family member or whatever, or a therapist or whatever, sure, right, that could be peace. But I think putting it out on, on a video for everyone to see is not peace, because people are going to go after you now for obviously putting that information out there. And obviously if you're wrong, or if, as we've seen with the clip, it turns out that you're, not very, it seems like you're trying to twist it into like a whole assault thing. People are not going to be happy with you, and that's not going to give you any peace, right? People saying Sykkuno and his girlfriend should sue every single one of them whom have depicted him as if he committed a series of crimes. This is the personification of jealousy, envy, and misplaced ambition to chase clout and farm rank on the back of a wrong narrative that Mugen put out. That, yeah, it's pretty shocking she's willing to say this in private to what seems to be Sykkuno, but won't say it publicly. The fact that she is still talking to Sykkuno even after accusations is pretty telling. And yeah, that's something that we've seen quite a lot, especially with the recent Google Doc that came out with, what was her name? What was that? Is it Iceland? I think it was Iceland or whatever. That obviously had a similar experience to a lot of the women that have interacted with Sykkuno, obviously not knowing about the girlfriend and talking to him and whatever. she even had messages with him, whenever the whole stuff was going down, and him talking about the fact that he was going to return, and it was saying like, oh, you think I'm not going to return, stuff like that. That was like a couple of days ago, right? So this guy is still speaking to most of these women, right? He's still speaking to most of them, and including Leia here. Obviously, if the allegations were that bad, you would not be speaking to him, right? You would not be actively DMing him and talking to him in Discord if you really thought what he did was really that bad, right? You would be obviously going to a lawyer potentially, or the police, and trying to figure out what you can do from there. Because if it was really that bad, then you would do that, right? You wouldn't be talking to him whatsoever at all. So I think that is pretty crazy. Is there, what she say? I said, lol. I said, what do you mean by my piece? Like, what is there? Like a demon in the back of your ear telling you to do it? Holy. Say, goddamn, Sykkuno can't get a break even after you address the situation and apologize. So that's why she did it in the 1 HP voice and acted and tried to frame it like he did. Which of course, yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of people have been saying as well. And there's also this clip as well of Asmongold discussing it. He was saying essentially the fact that Asmongold discusses and criticizes how Twitch streamer Leia is framing her allegations against Sykkuno. Asmongold states it was very clear that she's Leia framing her own supposed moral guideline as an implication that he did something wrong. Asmongold further states, and so the problem is that I have with this is mostly is that she's reframing him like a person being deceitful, and a person lying about their relationship status is not even on the spectrum of SA, which obviously, yeah, I think it's two completely different things, right? And that's why some of these allegations have been very harmful, and a lot of people have been very angry about it, because there is one thing, obviously, cheating on your girlfriend and lying and to all of these women about it and all of this kind of stuff, right? That is terrible on its own. But I think it's a completely other thing to say that he, SA'd you, or that, there's always speaking to you whenever you were younger, which is something else that people were bringing up as well. Those are completely different things to just cheating on someone, right? As terrible as both of them are, I think there's two completely different fields. One goes from some, guy being untruthful and, scummy and whatever, going around talking to all of these women, to obviously being a straight up criminal, right? I think there's two completely different things. Yeah, that's why people are so harsh whenever it comes to a lot of these allegations that can't really be, further, I guess thought out as further kind of, action taken, right? Because of course it does poison the well with people that have genuine stories of him being, scummy, but maybe not on the level of this, right? And I think it is a thing that people are getting fed up of in terms of a lot of allegations that come up, because this happens all the time, not just with the Sykkuno situation, right? People will try to escalate things even further, to make them seem as worse as possible, right? And that is just a tactic that people use, because then it will get used against them for, many years. People will hear the rumors about, oh, did they do this? Did they do that? Which, they might not have done, but that's going to be ingrained into people's heads now, forever, right? And I think that is going to be something that will obviously, be ingrained for Sykkuno, right? And I even noticed this in the chat, right? With, if you guys know Alara, obviously does a lot of VTuber news. I was watching her stream a little bit, and some person in the chat was like, oh, I'm pretty sure they're talking about like, oh, didn't he talk to a minor or something like that, right? And obviously Alara and her chat were very quick to obviously correct them, said, no, that didn't happen. But it just kind of proves to you, right, exactly how quickly this spreads and how quickly people will just go, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fair enough. And then just kind of think that, and then start saying that. And obviously the person afterwards, they're not like trying to spread anything like hateful, that person in the chat. They were like literally just like unaware, right? They said, oh, he didn't. Oh, okay, no, that's my bad, right? They were quick to be like, oh, okay. If that's the case, then I take that back. But it just kind of shows how just the average person will be influenced by a lot of the kind of rumors and stuff that go around, and it will, it will just spread, right? It will spread, and of course, we don't want that happening to take away from the actual bad things that Sykkuno has done, like cheating on his girlfriend and obviously talking to all of these women at the same time, right? But again, as I said, two completely different kind of spectrums there whenever it comes to, what she's been claiming versus, cheating on his girlfriend, right? But yeah, essentially that is all that there is. I just kind of wanted to show you that leaked DM there because I thought it was pretty interesting how she is still DMing him, if that one is real. because of course it really just shows you how unserious this situation is if they are still DMing Sykkuno. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.